Good afternoon, good morning, good evening, good night, ladies and gentlemen, wherever you are in the world. This is Dan Anderson in our Oxford office, wishing you a very welcome to the Global Associate Meeting. Now, we are in a world of change, and it's looking like the entire world of crypto is under a little bit of pressure, with banks withdrawing their ability for credit cards to be used to purchase cryptocurrencies, with China making very strong statements. On the other hand, countries like Korea and Japan are rubbing their hands together and thinking that this is fantastic. So cryptocurrencies have gone down in value. But before everyone gets panicky and starts to think that the sky is falling, we have to kind of remind ourselves as well that the crypto market capitalization is now kind of at the same level as it was 2 months ago, before the extraordinary rise that we saw before Christmas. Going back to the beginning of the year, we are still sort of some 10 times, or even someone was analyzing 20 times larger. So I quite like John McAfee's position, the guy who created McAfee virus software and built a business imperium on that, saying that technology always wins out in times of change like this. So it'll be very interesting to see what happens in the States. What is interesting for us, as I'll update you on later, is that our business is charging forward because people have really understood our digital marketing service. So we will talk a little bit about that. But as our business is moving so strongly now, and because our sales are really getting into the groove and getting into the track, we were seeing a lot of recognition out there. And just isolating that down to the director position or higher, we have Mingdu Shen, who has gone up to hit our newest marketing director position. And this is a lady that some of you will recognize for some of our international events and what have you. Very positive, very hardworking woman. Just one of these people that is a workhorse that keeps going on, keeps going on, keeps going on. So absolutely fantastic, and congratulations to her. We also have a firm favorite in our office, which is Xu Mingye, or also known as Christine, who's building her business out of Canada, Toronto base. Very, very positive. I just saw her recently in the UK at our parliamentary event, where she came there to represent the Chinese-speaking Leo community. She's one of these workhorses that is just got her eyes on the goal and her eyes on the target, and doesn't let anything stop or detract her from that. And you don't build a director position in Leo out of accident. So it's fantastic to see how she's building two organizations, and has now sort of got up to the director level position. She's doing that on the back of building an international business. So she has business literally in some 20-25 countries, and some very, very strong leadership in her teams. And she's always kind of using all the resources at her disposal to help build a business, including calling me on occasion to get me to speak to people for her, especially when she has people with strong networking experience who are looking at us. So fantastic and good, well played to you. And Bei Yi Wang is another dynamic lady in our business who again has hit this director position. Now, Bei Yi, I don't know that well on a personal level, but again, it's interesting to see that our Chinese speaking community members are all women in this round of recognition. So I guess that is proof of the pudding that women are much better at men at networking, something that the direct selling industry stats seems to support, with something like 60% of participants in direct selling on a global level, and we talk about millions and millions of members then, are actually ladies rather than men. But having said that, there is a very dynamic new marketing director here, which is Mohammed Kashif Kahoot, who has achieved the marketing director position, which is, of course, then twice, if not 4 times as big an achievement as the director position. So congratulations, Mohammed, and very well done to you, working out of our Pakistani market, of course, and using the Dubai hub for building his empire. And I'm sure that business is also spreading international legs and international wings. So congratulations to you. But of course, when the business is in momentum like ours is now, we will start to see more and more recognition, and we'll start to see more and more people achieving the higher level pins. And of course, for all of these top performers, underneath them in their organization, there are new senior executives and coordinators and senior associates and associates, right down to the platinum position. Because so for every one of these achievements, there are scores of achievements underneath, and congratulations to all of you, because these 4 leaders would be the first people to recognize that nothing happens on your own in direct selling. You have to have a team that builds the business with you, and these people patently do, and all of us recognize just about everyone's achievements in this space here. Now, while we're sort of very, very happy about what's driving our business at the moment, let's not forget that as the CEO of this company, I have to kind of look to the long term, and always have to be creating programs to anticipate what's going to happen in the market. Now, in a world where digital currencies are kind of the talk of town at the moment, obviously we kind of are anticipating that there's more going on here than meets the eye. So because when the incumbent Visa and MasterCard companies are sort of resisting digital currencies, and when the banks are resisting digital currencies, that's not because there's anything wrong with digital currencies, but because these things are actually kind of fundamentally not in the best interest of the current incumbents, if you like. And I get many financial reports, and I do lots of research in this area, and all is not well in terms of the global wider economy. And there's many people that are talking doomsday scenarios and this, that, the other. And what that tells me is that we as a company have to kind of diversify our offering and our business model into something that, for as long as human beings have existed, has been something that has a state of permanence in the landscape, and that is gold. So we're launching our gold thing, and I'll talk more about the timelines on that as we go forward. But it's an interesting thing that in everything that is dynamic and high technology driven and very, very volatile, there's also an underlying support for something called gold and precious metals, and this is what we recognize with our Leo gold products, that this is something that goes hand in hand with that, because on the one hand you have the dynamic upside of digital currencies, and on the other hand you have an increasing sense that people will go for stability as well in terms of how they manage their families' finances, what have you, and gold sits right into that. Now, into that space, we are launching now our very first Leo Gold limited edition collector's coin, which will be available in March 2018, which is going to be here in about 5 minutes time, because we're already on the 5th of February. Now, for the people who have kind of stepped into this space, they'll get this at a discounted rate and be able to pre-register for getting their hands on something that will become very, very special. I talked about this in a previous webinar, where the finite number of a limited edition item by itself has the potential to add in value over and above what is made up on that. In other words, there's a gold baseline guaranteed value of this thing, but there's also the limited value aspect of it, and this is something that I'm very, very keen to promote, because this is something that then, if you're in Leo, you need to be in this space, and of course as a VIP person, if you like, in our landscape, we're very delighted to give you a 10% discount on that. Now, the Leo Gold timeline is absolutely rock solid on track. If you look at this, we started to talk about this in Q4 last year in earnest, and with a little global launch webinar on the 11th of January, we started to ship the golden marketing packs and had some learning experience around that. That was interesting as well. But in February, we're now starting with the gold limited edition Leo coin pre-sales, and in March we will launch the global customer autosave program. And what this should tell you is that, as the CEO of this organization, I believe that gold is going to be a huge part of our future, and for reasons that for commercial and competitive reasons, I can't go into the details of that, but we're doing some very funky things around gold digital economy and crypto, and these things will come through. And of course, these are all stepping stones towards the holy grail of Leo banking. So these things are important, and we just want to put this in front of you to make you understand and help you understand that we have a plan and that we have a direction, a strategic and tactical direction that is coming together very, very nicely. So that's coming, and what we then have is an endless possibility scenario where your opportunity is going to become more and more, how should I say, rewarding, I guess. You'll have the opportunity to go to your people and talk about some of the trends that they are observing with their own eyes, in their own lives and in their own careers, and say, we've got a company that caters to all of these things. So don't underestimate the power of gold, and the people who get in position and start to train people on this, start to raise the general awareness, start to plant seeds. They will grow into very, very rewarding harvests. Now, the digital market service, as you know, we've just paid out the reward on the 1st of February, and this is a full month before the initial commitment that we made. So that means that we've done extremely well on that in terms of delivering our side of that bargain. And as you recall, we cannot make any absolute promises, but we said that our calculations, we were being a bit conservative with them and said that it's looking like between £100 and £300 worth of value of digital assets. And what we were able to do with the algorithms that we were pursuing and the strategies that we did of picking the right obscure coins to mine and then leveraging back into Bitcoin and Ethereum, created a reward of an equivalency of 352 English pounds for the people that were in the first tranche of purchasing this. Now, there is a massive hardware issues and logistical issues with this. So it means that for every purchase that is made, we have to then go and set up the hardware and get these things acquired, set up and mined, and producing, doing production, if you like. And there's a time delay on that, obviously. So if you purchase one now during the month of February, we anticipate that the contract start date will be the 1st of May, with your reward then at the end of May. That depends a little bit on how the sales go, because if sales carry on the current levels, we might have to tail that back, and in 2 weeks' time we might be telling you that, well, actually we have to push that reward date further out. So it's again the same thing as before. The early bird gets the worm, and the people who make a commitment are the people who kind of take a chance. I was saying in a Chinese webinar I was doing earlier that successful people make their mind up quickly and change it slowly, and unsuccessful people make their mind up slowly and change it quickly. This is one of the teaching principles of entrepreneurship that I'm very, very committed to, and so it is what it is, and the logistics dictate that we have to apply this policy. We're always going to do the best we can, but quite frankly, with a world where people have gone a little bit digital mad, we were anticipating massive shortages of mining equipment, just a simple matter of getting hold of graphic cards and the hardware that goes with the DMS. Not necessarily an easy thing. So that's where it stands at the moment, but congratulations to all of you who participated in the first tranche, and well done. Now, the other thing that I'm very pleased to be able to share with you here today is that the Leo Coin wallet has had a new platform launched just in last week. So Leo Elite Plus was launched and is available now for the Android on Google Play. And that means that you have a very funky wallet there that will work on your Android or on your Samsung devices, I guess that almost translates into. And it fits right within the Leo Coin ecosystem, meaning that you can use the existing wallets to transfer into this, and you now have a wallet, like a leather wallet, that you can travel with you and use for your day-to-day stuff, if you like, and very cool with QR scanners and very good functionality within it. But of course, as a mobile device, it does not stake, so you still have to stake on your PC or in your back office with Leo, and that's where you get the staking rewards. So any coins that you take out of those staking wallets will go into your Elite Plus wallet, but there they cannot stake. So I just wanted to be aware of that. But all of you, I'm hoping that you'll promote this to people and show people that no, there's plenty of life left in Leo Coin, and the company and the foundation, Leo Coin Foundation, is dedicated to its work. There's many things that we're working on the many fronts, and Leo Coin is certainly one of those. Now, also, our member community is engaging now more and more in PR, and every few weeks there's stuff going on, and every week there's little things. But in particular, I'm very pleased with this piece from engineer Mohammed Salim, one of our best leaders in Leo, Pakistan. And in businessforhome.org, there's an article about him as a leader, where he was interviewed about secret of success, which was obviously the things that all of us know and appreciate, of staying positive and being consistent, and etc. etc. But he was very flattering as well about Leo, that we and I think he focused in particular on something that I appreciate, on this international expansion aspect of this. We are breaking new grounds as a direct selling company, in which we've recognized that we operate in one global world rather than in one individual market, and all of our leaders see that in their downlines, where they have 10s, 20s of different countries where they have a network through which they are expanding their business. Now, I also liked this idea of having a mentor, because I think that's something that I've always embraced, that I have mentors, and Paul Southworth, for instance, in Leo terms, who's an advisor on our board, he's a man who was serving as the CEO of Avon Europe for something like 20 years. He's an Order of the British Empire. He's an assistant to the Northamptonshire lieutenant, and does immigration ceremonies and things. And he's a man who has so much business experience. He's my mentor, and I meet with him regularly, and he helps us with different things. And you need to have someone who has experience, someone who's gone down the path that you want to go. And in your upline, there's always going to be someone who knows the next step of your Leo business's development. So no matter where you are, look for that mentor, find that mentor, and they will be delighted to help, because that's the nature of success, that you recognize that you have to give something back. So well done, Mohammed Salim, for pointing that out. Also, it's nice to just share what's going on in the field, and here's a small example of some of the many events that are going on every week now around the world. In Abbottabad, Pakistan, on the 28th of January, we had this training of leaders and this seminar, and the Pakistani field is getting more and more organized, and is a very high level functioning field with duplication, leadership trainings, and you can just see from the pictures that there's energy, there's passion, and there's professionalism, where we are almost we could lay claim to creating a next generation of entrepreneurs in Pakistan, because the impact that this has in terms of what Leo teaches in its core product offering and in the methodologies of building a business is teaching entrepreneurship in a practical, can-do, hands-on way. And I'll always remember speaking to the former chair of the UK DSA, and he said that the direct selling is remarkable because it creates entrepreneurs, and this is from a man who's been in the industry for a long time, and this idea of creating entrepreneurs through direct selling is no small part of what we're into the creation of Leo with our products and with our business model. Now, the Mauritius event is the next big event that's on the horizon. Of course, we're looking also at Mauritius, at Marrakesh in the next slide, but the travel dates are between the 4th of May and the 11th of May, and you have to travel within those dates so as to not have any confusion on your cost and transfers, what have you, on your travel award. So make sure that you go into your back office, do the needful and the necessary, so book your flights and put that to the team so that they can support you and make sure that everything goes smoothly for you. But this will be a phenomenal event, and you don't want to miss it because of some stupid salesman's administration error, which could very easily happen no matter where you come from or what your thing is. It's important to also do the admin correctly. Any events or any support that you need, contact events@welcometoleo.com, and they will look after you. Marrakesh is looking like a very cool event now, because it's the first time that we've gone outside of Dubai, and we can really put on a world class program there, and I'm very, very pleased about it. We're going to have quite a small group from one particular market, and I'm not going to steal the thunder of that, but this is an opportunity for a smaller group than we normally have to network with me here with Andy, and we'll be able to give much more to individuals than we ever have done before, and I'm quite pleased about that, because that was always the original aspiration that I had for the executive program, for us as business people and as business leaders, if you like, to engage with the next generation of leaders in the field. And therefore this is kind of going back to its roots, and the group that's there are going to be very, very well served by that, and I will be very, very pleased to take time out of my business schedule to actually work directly and coach and mentor, if you like, with some of our upcoming leaders. So we're doing things there that'll be groundbreaking. We've always had a very successful thing where we shared in Dubai the desert and the dunes, if you like, with people, but we're doing some spectacular stuff here that we've never done before, like hot air balloon trips over the desert, private tours of Marrakesh, and some of the architecture and things in there are extraordinary. But more than anything, we're actually sharing time with our leaders over this executive trip. So I'm very, very happy about that. Andy Hansen is this coming weekend going to Finland. Finland is a breakout market for us that we weren't planning or anticipating to becoming as fast as it's doing. We have a new senior executive in the Finnish market called Rauno, and I'm very pleased that Andy's going over there to sort of pick up some of the energy, and there'll be people coming from neighboring countries there as well, and it's turning into a bigger and bigger event. So very, very cool. Now, we have some office closures over the next few weeks, primarily because of Chinese New Year. Of course, in Hong Kong and China, the office will be closed between the 15th and 21st of February, and that's fine, because nothing else will happen over there. It's kind of their big annual celebration and get together with family things. We're also closing the Canadian office on the 19th of February for a family day, which is a statutory holiday over there. So all good, and just wanted to give you up there. So the call to action is the Leo Gold limited edition collector's item. Dig up all the information, understand what this is about, make sure that you get in there and pre-order one for yourself, because you'll be very pleased that you did. The digital market service is available through your back office, and use it to drive your business forward, because the more noise there is in the market, the more conversation opportunities you have with people, and certainly there's a lot of noise in the digital market. The sky is not falling, but there certainly is a moving dynamic landscape there, which again, with the way our DMS is structured, makes our DMS one of the most attractive products out there, because you're kind of hedging against bad news and a volatile market by getting in on something that has a baseline that can only give you upside. So understand that, and understand how to position it, and get yourself moving. Now, I won't be here on the next meeting on the 12th of February. It'll be done by other people, because I'm actually taking my son off on a little bit of a father and son bonding time with my 12-year-old boy. But you'll be in very, very capable hands of people running the show in my absence. But in the meanwhile, this whistle stop GAM has been hosted by me, Dan Anderson, your CEO. Very, very excited about where the business is now. Very, very strong sales results at the moment. New positions, new achievements, and people breaking new ground in terms of their networking career. So well done to all of you, and well done to all of you who came on this call. And I look very, very much forward to some big announcements coming out into the marketplace shortly, because we have a big European event that we're kind of going to do a stealth launch of into the market before we go to Mauritius. So that's very exciting as well. So watch this space, lots of stuff coming through, all good, and speak to more